just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Good evening. It's Friday night. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. If you're watching us, we are live. And I'm right here in Los Angeles, which is my home base. And of course, if you're watching us in the Pacific, as I've said, good evening. If you're watching us in the Philippines, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. I hope you're having a wonderful lunch with your family, friends, loved ones, significant others. And if you're watching us in different parts of the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And to make it easier, good day to everybody, as well as to our Team Share and Team Replay. Dumadami kayo. So maraming salamat po. At before anything else, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone, because I know you have been texting me if we're live today, because I think you're so used in seeing replay. No, we are live. Live na live po ako ngayon, at we'll be doing live na because all the vacation, all the travels, not only for myself but for other people responsible PHLB Radio, we're all back. We're all back in our different home bases. So yan po. So we are here to give you more surprises and more entertainment, as well as more information and news and all that. And just to let you guys know, we are live on PHLB Radio YouTube channel. So hopefully by now you are a subscriber of PHLB Radio. It's so easy. All you have to do is like, share, and subscribe. And if you click on that notification bell, you will be notified every time that a PHLB show is on air. Yeah, also live on PHLB Radio Facebook page. Yan po. So dumadami rin ang ating mga subscriber diyan. Also, we are live in different podcasts, namely Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Simultaneously, we are live as well, or airing live. If you're using Alexa, just say, Alexa, play PHLB Radio. And if you're using Amazon Fire TV, just look for the PHLB Radio channel. And so those people who would have some questions or concerns or more information, would like to have more information about the shows or the station, just log on to PHLB Radio webpage, which is www.phlbradio.com. Yan. And just to let you know, I am based po in LA. A lot of people are already thinking, and they were texting me if they could take me out for dinner or for coffee in Las Vegas. I am not po in Las Vegas. I'm based po in California, in LA specifically, but I travel a lot, so maybe you'll see me in your neck of the woods. So yun. Teka, si Gilda Cooper is is our first honor. Sabi niya, eagerly watching from Torrance, California. Gilda is one of our good friend who recently bumped into our shows, and now she managed to watch us every time. So maraming salamat, Gilda Cooper, one of a dear friend of mine. Yeah, so yun. At sayang at hindi ko siya nakikita pag Wednesday for some reasons. Anyways, ang ganda ng show natin today. That's why people are thinking whether I'm replay or not. So what happened po is we're doing to make it more interesting, aside from the interview that we have done or we're doing, or for the artists, for businesses, for services, and people who are familiar with us, we do travelogue as well. So meaning when I do travel, anywhere I go in the world, I normally would try to, as much as I can, to do a video of that and take footages of my trips. So at least whatever I bring back, I could give you tips, and I could give you some pointers, things to avoid, things to take advantage of. At yun po, for today, we are gonna be tackling, because the trip was so long. It was like, I believe it was like almost 18 days or 17 days that I was away. So what I will be doing, because next week I have a live interview also, and that you have to watch for this particular group. Are you guys familiar with Hagibis? I know some of you would be very familiar with them during the 80s and 70s, but they are here in LA. And we'll know more about that. And they will be guesting next Friday here on Alam Mo Ba with Jush Andowitt. So it's Hagibis USA. So they're already scheduled, and we have other scheduled artists as well. Succeeding after that, so we'll definitely give or make an announcement for that. Now, for the time being, so I was gone. I went to Europe with some good friends, and there's 9 of us. So we went on a cruise, but prior to that, we did a land travel. So that's very interesting. If you have not gone into cruises, I suggest you do. One of my highly recommended cruise line would be Royal Caribbean. I have featured them I think twice already in the show, and definitely if you are able to go on a cruise for the first time, my 2 thumbs up recommendation is the Royal Caribbean. The rest, they're not bad, but they're not within the same spectrum as Royal Caribbean. I did the MSC, which and that's basically what the tour was about last time. The reason why it's an Italian line, and I went with that cruise line because it was brand new. It was just launched in June, and of course we sailed in October. So there's a few months in between the launch as well as when I took the trip. But prior to that, to take advantage, since we're going to be all over Europe anyway on a cruise, our group decided to do a land tour. So we flew into London, and then of course from London we went to Switzerland. We flew into Milan first. Milan. So it's been confusing now. We flew into Milan in Italy, and then we went all over Milan, and I'll show you that. And of course, of all the places that's so dear to the females is the mall, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I'll show you some footage of that too. I think the discounts with that is just out of this world. And then of course from Milan we did the Domo Milan, which I will show you a little bit of that. And then of course we did all the tourist spots there. I'll briefly show that to you. And then from Milan we went to Switzerland. And then of course you'll see some footage of that as well, and I'll give you some points in that. And then from Milan we went to Paris, and we went to London. From Milan we went to London. We took the Euro Trail, and then I'll explain that as well. So we spent a couple of days in London, and you'll see that in the footage as well. And then from that we went on a cruise. But we went to Paris in between also, and you'll see those 2 monuments there that is very iconic for Paris. So that's basically what we're gonna show for this show. The rest, the Germany, the Belgium, and Amsterdam, I'll show that next time. But for now, or else this show will be so long and it might be too tedious. But definitely, I'll give you some pointers. Like if you're gonna go on a cruise, I just said that try to get to Royal Caribbean, or you could get the Italian liner or the cruise line, which is MCS. But make sure that they are brand new, because if they're kind of older, the space is not as large compared to the new ship. Okay, now also, what you could do when you take an airline or a flight to any destination in Europe, look for sale advantage of that, because I don't know whether it's true or not, but if you purchase your ticket either a Tuesday or a Thursday, which is here in the US, for some odd reason it's cheaper, and I'll tell you why. My experience was we some of us we purchased it like on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and it was this much, right? And then because I was late, because I was so busy, I forgot to secure my own flight or my airfare. But I was trying to get it on a Saturday or Sunday, and it was $200 higher than the normal rate. But so I waited, and I'm hoping that it will come down. And lo and behold, came Tuesday or Thursday, it was it went down lower, 200 lower. So I don't know whether there's a algorithm going on or scientific reason for that, but that's my experience. So try to secure tickets either Tuesday or Thursday, and definitely one of these days we will have a talent, a travel agent. Maybe they could shed light on that mystery why Tuesdays and Thursdays normally are kind of lower when it comes to the fare. Now, teka muna. Si Gilda sa niya, local village people group. Yeah, yung Hagibis. And then, teka, nawala yung comment ni Hilda. Hopefully I get it back. Okay, and Hilda was in Lucerne. We were in Lucerne as well. But my next trip hopefully God willing, my next trip to Switzerland will be Zurich. Because for this particular trip, we went to Lucerne. Okay. Sophie Sanchez Teves, sabi niya, hi everyone, good evening. Hi Sophie, and hello to June as well. I miss you guys, and hopefully we'll grab some food and either lunch or coffee. And I got some surprises for you as well. So yun, so I'll give you some tips as we go along, but without much further ado, so we'll do some snippets of the video for now. So let's roll the first video. Let's see. Oh, as you could tell, we went there in October. So it's kind of rainy, and for some reason, because I guess it's the ozone. So this is the streets of Milan. Yeah, so you could tell we're just light jacket is fine. Some people are wearing a leather jacket. I just wear my shirt and a windbreaker on top of that because I'm really a warm person, so the cold doesn't really bother me. And there's a lot of shanties, lots of things being sold, just like here. Oh, what you're showing, by the way, this is Venice, you guys. From see, I am so because this happened. This is the Bridge Rialto Bridge, which is very famous, iconic. And if you watch a lot of Hollywood movies, this is a very popular scene, or when they take all these romantic shows, and then of course that's the iconic church right there in Venice. And Venice, of course, the gossip is Venice eventually, just like Maldives, eventually, because they are losing inches, I think 6 inches every year, because it is a city surrounded by water. But I really recommend, if you are in Europe, try to visit Venice. It is such a beautiful, beautiful city, very romantic at that. But you need to be physically fit because there's a lot of walking, especially in Venice. There's a lot of tourists, and my experience, there's not a lot of pickpocket, which they said that be careful with pickpocket. We didn't have that experience at all, but there's a lot of walking. Especially what we did is from Milan, we took the train, and it's not really expensive, and it took like 2.5 hours from Milan to Venice. And of course, look, and I took a shot of this. This is some people, they would spend 2 or 3 nights in Venice because you can't really finish Venice the whole day. You really have to spend some time. This is my second time in Venice, and I still at awe with all the things that I still have to see, and I'm planning to go back. And next time around, I will try to spend a night in Venice because it's just amazing. If you are into arts, into culture, into structures and architecture, this is the place to be, or at least one of the places to be in Europe. And of course, there's a lot of walking here, and if you are not really a physically fit person, it will be a challenge for you. It will be very taxing. So here we go, and of course. Some people are fast in our group. Some people are really fit, so they went ahead of us. So we, as a group, we kind of wait for them as they try to rest in every corner if they could. And there's a lot of shanties there and restaurants too, and you'll see that in a minute. The bad side about this, when we went to Venice, this is my second time, The first time was summer. That was really hot, humid, very Manila weather. But this one now is in October, so it was kind of wet. Yeah, so a lot of walking, lots of bridges, but it's beautiful. It compensates the beauty of the whole place because all these buildings there are just gorgeous. So a lot of tourists as well. Let's see. Ah, Gilda said, sabi ni Gilda, watch out for the pigeons, wear a raincoat. We were lucky. We didn't have, I guess because of the weather, we didn't see as much. Unlike when we went to Paris, there's a lot of pigeons. There's you see some of them, but it's not a lot. And of course, there's people are just basking in the beauty of Venice. Happy viewing to Ernie. Ernie is watching us in the Philippines as well. So let's see. And the reason why I took this is because that took this video. It just shows that it's a tunnel. It's one street after the other, and you can get lost. And to be honest, even though this was our second time, we got lost, and I was supposed to be the guide here for this. The first time, it was my very good friend Roxanne Lonto Guzman, but this time I was the one, the lead, and of course I made the wrong turn, and of course we went back from where we started. So that was not so cool, especially when it's like a maze. And I know most of you who are watching us right now would think, really, it is a maze. But the thing is, you really don't feel it until you realize that, wait a minute, we are back in at point A where we first started. Now, my tip for you is look at the side of the building. The building, when there's turns or when corners, when you're making turns, whether left, right, or in between, when there's a fork, you just look at the side of the building. The side of the building would have directions. It would say whether you're going towards the plaza or piazza they call, or you're going back to the train station. So you just have to be very attentive every time you reach a corner or like a T corner. And that that's Gilda went shopping. Sabi ni Gilda, got a Murano bracelet. Wow, you have to show me next time I see you. Now, the good thing with Venice is there's two places that three or four islands you could hop in. I didn't do it this time, but next time I will definitely do that. I think it's the glass blowing island. I think it's the Murano. I'm not sure. Hilda is watching as well. Hello, Hilda. How are you? And how's the house hunting? Hopefully you find a house for your kids. And those people who are watching us, please do a shout out so I could give you a shout out as well. Say something on the chat room so I could acknowledge you that you're watching us. Again, Team Replay, maraming salamat. And Team Share. Yeah, you could tell. Now, this is the streets because you saw all the buildings earlier. Then you see on the right side, this was kind of early, so some of the stores, they're still closed, but they open up. And of course, there's some souvenir shops. And of course, if this is your first time, you want to buy a lot of things. I personally didn't buy much because, again, this was my second time. And there's a lot of coffee or cafe and every nicks and cranny of the place. So, and then of course, they love coffee and they love, one of the things that you need not missed is of course the pizza as well as the pasta. In Italy, for some reason, whether you're in Venice, whether you're in Naples, whether you're in Rome, you have to try their pasta. For some wonderful reason, the pasta is just unbelievable. It's just sauce, and unlike in America or in other places, you have so many meat and so many garnishes. But there, it's just the pasta and the sauce. The main is just the tomato sauce and for some reason it tastes so good. Whether it's psychological, I don't know. But again, it's just one of those that it's something that is so appealing to the palate. Now you could see a lot. This is the Venice, of course, and you could see a lot of gondolas. For the people in America, that's very common here because if you go to Las Vegas, you go to Venetian, you'll see people with the gondola, but this is the real deal. Now, people in the Philippines, you have your own version of the gondola ride, and of course that is at the McKinley condo. It's a McKinley Mall, and now it's a tourist destination as well. So those are the three places that I'm quite familiar that I've seen the gondolas. So that's the brief video I have of Venice, and let's show. Of course, we have some more pictures, and of course, we try the gondolas, and it's just one of those that you really have to experience. Once you've been to Venice, again, you need to spend some time. It's my second time. It seems like I did not get enough of Venice, and there's more to see and more to explore. But next time that I would have a chance, I will definitely spend a night or two in the beautiful city of Venice. Okay, let's start the second one, the second video. What is that? Surprise, surprise. Oh, this one is this is a good story in itself. We tried to rent a van because there's 9 of us. If we're doing it on our own, it would be very costly. So you could rent a van, and there's a lot of Filipinos there who are drivers with a van, and you just need to negotiate. We were able to get our van, I believe, for 4,000 euros, or 400 euros rather. So we just divided among ourselves. And of course, our first stop is the convenience store. This is like people in the Philippines, this is like their 7-Eleven version. It's not 7-Eleven, but you could tell in Europe, look at those Lindt chocolate. They're like humongous. There's large, and even the kisses. So I'm showing you all the different chocolate that you could avail. So this is so bad for the people who are type 2, type 1 diabetes. And of course, I'm guilty of that. And of course, it was raining hard. But now we hired a private vehicle with a driver to go to Switzerland and look at this site. All the facade, and you could see that because I was not able to open the windows because it was raining hard. But those white thing, those are waterfalls coming out, from the side of the mountain. Remember, sometimes if you've been traveling a lot in the past, you would see waterfalls. You have to go the distance and do trekking and hike. But because it was raining, so the water are just flowing right at the side of the mountain. So it's just beautiful. This was kind of scary too because it was like an unending road, and it's wet and it's dry. It's raining so hard, and it's snowing too at the same time. This is such a beautiful sight. It's just one of those that you are in awe of the beauty of our Creator, how generous our Creator, and how loving our Creator for giving us such a beautiful creation of His, and for us to share. And so here we go. So our driver is driving carefully because of the skid, and there's not really an accident, but people are just taking their sweet little time, which to us, mas maganda, di ba? Yan, so. But this is on the way to Switzerland. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, so Switzerland is a mountainous Central European country, home of the numerous lakes, villages, and the high peak of the Alps. Yan. Yung official language nila is German, French, and Italian. Of course, the currency, if you're curious, is the Swiss franc. And then, let's see, mga ano pa. Switzerland is famous for its mountains, clocks, and its food, especially cheese and chocolates, like what I mentioned earlier. It's a fantastic place for winter sports. Of course, the British Royals love to snowboard and ski in Switzerland, which gives you a fantastic views of the iconic Matterhorn mountain. We wanted to go there, but our driver said that it might be too slippery, so maybe we'll just keep it next time. Okay, now the rain stops. So this is a funny story because I am not, and there's this long tunnel. the tunnels, that's the unending tunnel. So you can see I just took bits and pieces of it, but this is like it's like 10 minutes inside the tunnel to go from one end to another, but it's well kept. And hopefully our beloved Philippines would have a tunnel like this that's well kept and well lit at the same time. So after the tunnel, more roads, because it's like a continuous road, and beautiful view on both sides. So because it's so, like what was said, it was so mountainous, and the lakes are so clear. You could see the bottom of it, and it's just crystal clear. And more roads, more roads, more roads. And then some facts about Switzerland. The Alps make up mostly 60% of the country. No euros are accepted. It's really Swiss franc. One thing that is so cool, when you eat at the restaurant, tips, like gratuities, they're not necessary. So they don't really ask for tips. They will look at you surprisingly, because if you give them tips or gratuities. The pristine water is all around, like what I said. And of course, Zurich is not the capital city, okay, because people would think. So that's a trivia when people say, what is the capital of Switzerland? It is not Zurich, okay? And in some village, cars are not allowed. Yan. So anyway, we went to this place because I am not a K-pop drama person, so I have really no idea what the fuss about, and excuse my maybe not too familiar with the K-pop drama. So we went to this, and I'm showing you, and it's beautiful and all that. It's a lake, and people were lining up, and there's all these Korean folks that are so excited, and there's some then people are being bused to this area, and you'll show that later. We'll show that later. It's like a tourist destination, right? And I didn't know that it was such a big deal. So I just have my friends take pictures of me, but I didn't know this was an iconic site for people who are a big fan of the Korean drama. This was a big thing because it is where the crash landing on you was filmed. There's this iconic lake, whereas I guess to have to catch up on that, because I have really no idea why people were lining up, and of course I just did my thing, and then of course people were kind of looking at me fondly, because they think that why am I not too bothered, because I was not bothered, because I guess I was not familiar, because not my non-familiarity of the place. Sophie said, I love their pasta. Somehow they are not heavy in your tummy. That is so true. Yeah, this is the lake I was talking to you about. This is iconic for those fan of K-pop drama or K-drama. Yeah, this is that lake. And of course, I guess there's a lot of things that went on in this lake within that drama. It was an iconic location for that particular K-drama. Tapos, hello, Alexander Francisco. Happy viewing, and hello to you. Crash landing on you. Sorry. There you go. Yeah, crash landing on you. That's right. It's a K-drama. See, people are taking pictures, and you have to pay, I think, €1 to go to that site. But I just went on and just did my thing and asked my friends to take pictures of me. And then after that, we stayed there for like 20-30 minutes to take our pictures, and there became a big line, and now we head on again. Just to let you know, if you are interested, you're going to be on this part, I would give you the contact number of the driver. He was wonderful. It's a family business of his. He's so cool. He will take his sweet little time, and he's like a tour guide, not only a driver, but a tour guide as well. And he is from Milan, but he said that he goes to Lucerne or Zurich almost every day, because that's basically what their company does, is to take tourists, regardless of nationality. But technically, That's what they do. They go from one place to another in Europe, which is so cool. Yeah, so there you go. Let's see kung there's more people making comments. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so we're heading again to another site, which is so cool. Yeah, so now you see a lot of the flag of Switzerland, more of that. And now, because we're so close to the mountains and to the lake, now it's really, really cold. Yeah, but you'll see one of these iconic location here. And then, of course, we're making a turn because there's very organized. One thing that I notice in Europe, people are organized, people are disciplined. No one's getting into ahead of the line. Everybody respects their space, which is so wonderful, and it's a sight to see. And of course, you have to go and walk towards these beautiful waterfalls, and you'll see. I'll give you the name in a bit. Yeah, so just enjoy the view. Yeah, it's very green. If you are into nature, then I really suggest spend time in Switzerland, either Lucerne. I cannot speak so much yet of Zurich because I have not been there yet, but definitely in February of next year, then I will be heading to Zurich. So that's the waterfalls, as you can see right now. Yeah, it's all the way up in the mountain. It's on the side. It's just breathtaking. So just breathtaking. Very good. And then I try to get a closer look of that because and people are taking pictures and videos. And of course, look how beautiful and how serene and of course it's so clean. You don't really see dirt or any homeless people for that matter. It's really clean and it's so fresh air. You could really breathe. And you could smell the trees and the grass, and it's just amazingly wonderful. And then more mountains, like I've said, on both sides, it's like it's a plateau or a valley, and then it's just because it rains all the time, so it's just verdant green. It's just amazing. So I'm showing you the things here. Yeah, and then I think that is for Switzerland. Oh, and then I didn't have much pictures, much video rather, because there's some places that I overlooked of taking pictures as well as video because I was just enjoying the view. And then of course we went there, and then I kind of skipped. There's this chocolate company that we went to. It was such a short video. It's Ludorac, and you could see that if you are living in California, you could go to Eagle Rock or to Glendale, and there's now it's like if you have Goya in the Philippines, and in America we have Ziz candies, and that they have Ludorac, and it's if you ask me, how does it taste? I would still go with Lynn, and I would still go with the Belgian chocolate, but that's their famous chocolate in Switzerland. And I'll show you next time that I'll make a full video of that. But the next video that I will be showing in the future would be the making of chocolate that I took videos of, and that was in Belgium. But that's not for this particular show. Next up, let's go. Let's see what we have here. Oh, of course. This, how can you miss? This is the world famous designer outlet in Milan. Okay, now this you need to understand. There's this beautiful outlet which is an hour or so by bus, and you have to pay extra for that. They call it the mall, and it's the buildings are the buildings are adjacent from each other, but we decided not to, although it's already been arranged, because someone in our group, someone in our group, we were talking to the locals, and they said that there is the biggest ever in the world, they said, mall, which is a designer mall. It is that, and then they said it's a lot better, and it reminds me of the Rodeo Drive, but this time instead of it's really a mall, and it's inside a lot, and everything is there, and don't worry, I will show you all the beautiful the beautiful stores that's in that outlet. Now, they call it the Serravale or Serravalle outlet, and it's only 55 minutes away from Milan, okay? And it's a must visit for fashionista, of course, and bargain hunters. And my group, they went crazy because all these wonderful, and it's really a bargain, and they are amazingly beautiful items and accessories, from hats to luggage to clothes to shoes. Everything is there, and the shopping center offers free Wi-Fi, so you could check the prices when you could compare. And I know the ladies is having a ball just looking at this one. Oh, and Gilda said also that when Switzerland is noted for the Swiss watch and knives, right? Of course, remember the Swiss Army knives? That's where it came from, in Switzerland. And now we are looking at Serravalle or Serravalle outlet, and of course a lot of walking again. And then it's the biggest designer outlet in Europe, and that is bigger than the mall that people are so familiar with. And we enjoyed it. We spent the whole day there, and of course, just like anything else, you go shop until you die. Okay, and then of course, you'll find the sought after designer fashion from Polo, Ralph Lauren, Dolce and Gabbana, Nike, Michael Kors, Yves Saint Laurent, Furla, and of course, just to let you know, brands like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and Balenciaga. Oh well, no, Balenciaga, we saw an outlet there. Chanel, I didn't see any because they don't really have a store. Whether you are in Europe or America, you don't see them being sold in outlets. Or I have not seen Chanel, the brand Chanel, having an outlets, whether in the US or in Europe as well. And of course, this mall has 230 stores, and it was three sectors. The middle sectors, which you'll see right now, this is the middle sector, and then you go around and all these fabulous brand names. And if you really go in there, they're really very nice people, and they really cater. For some reason, they know that Asian people, they do spend money, and they really love to shop. So once you enter, and they know, of course, you look Asian, you enter, and they are at your beck and call, because they know you're just not there to window shop, but you are there to shop, baby. And of course, the way to do it, and the way to do it is, well, you should have a designated person in your group that would just be in one area, and you could go shop, bring your bag to your person, your designated person, and then go out again, shop again, and bring your shopping bag or the goodies that you purchased, and it just will accumulate in one spot. Because after a while, it gets really tiring and taxing for you to carry all those bags or those designer luggage. More people are giving us some information here. Rolando Sabila said, can't wait. Okay, thanks, Roland. And I know Roland is one of my friends who likes to travel too. He's a jet setter too. Yeah, so there, and you won't get lost. People would say, it's so huge, we might get lost. No, firstly, there's Wi-Fi. You could call each other. You could text each other. It's free if you, regardless of, text is free if depending on your carrier. But if you call, of course, you have to have your international plan. That one thing that I encourage, if you're going from US to, or I guess any parts of the world, you need to call your plan, your cell plan or cell company or carrier, and ask what are the deals you could get for international calling. Because that was my mistake, and I'll share that with you. It was a costly mistake because I didn't turn on it. My roaming was turned on, but people are still calling me because they didn't know that I am already in Europe. But once you get a call and people leave messages, you are being charged. And of course, when I got back to the U.S., surprise, surprise, and there you go. It shows all the calls that was done, not by me, but the calls that I received. So if I believe in if you go with AT&T or T-Mobile, it's only between $10 to $20 to have your discounted international call. Text, no problem. You could text each other. It's free. Let's see if there's more comments here. So more people. Yeah, so there's more on that side. Yeah, see, people are just getting crazy. Everybody's carrying their bags or their shopping bags. I did not shop. I know it was a shock to a lot of my good friends because this is the trip that I did not buy any from the outlet. And one of the only thing that I purchased is on my way home from London. At the London airport, which is the duty free, I got myself a Eau de Toilette, my signature cologne. But other than that, I have zero shopping spree desire because I have more than enough that I could have imagined. And also, just to let you guys know, the pandemic did a good job on me because remember we were under the COVID spectrum for 2.5 years, and you cannot go out. It was not allowed to go out. So where are you gonna wear all your designer shoes? Where are you gonna wear, or where are you gonna take your designer bags, your clothes, and all that? So you are just staring at them. But imagine, and those, at least I could speak for myself, for my own experience. It was an eye opener for me because all these material things, and I am not criticizing you guys for whatsoever. I have been guilty of being into the accumulation of beautiful things, but the pandemic kind of gave me a different perspective that all these things are not worth it. What is more important is you're happy and you are with friends, with your loved ones, and of course you're just taking so much fun. Oh, and then here, of course, more chocolate, and of course, this is unbelievable. This is the chocolate company of Lindor or Lind. So they have all these chocolates that you could possibly imagine, and imagine chocolate in the outlet, and there's free taste too. So people went back so many times, removed their jackets. I'm not guilty of that because I try not to consume so much chocolate. I'm kind of waiting. Lindor is available in the US, so I was not trying those as much compared to what you will be seeing when we show you the Belgium video that I consume. Most of my pasalubong, the chocolate that I purchased in Germany, I consume them. I consume all of them prior to my arrival in the US. So that's why my A1C was whacked. My doctor, I almost gave my doctor a heart attack. Si Azel Ortega is watching. Azel, we can't wait. I make an announcement that the group Habgibis USA will be our special guest for next week's Friday next week or Saturday, or depends on where you are in the world. They will be guesting live on alam mo ba, the Hagibis USA, of course, with Joel and all the gang, and we'll have a good talk, and we'll see, and we'll promote as well your, I think, almost sold out concert. Not unless you have not updated me that it's a Huma Hagibis sa Las Vegas ang kanyang ano, and we'll show you the posters later, and of course we'll promote you heavily also. It's happening June 21st. Yeah. So if you have friends and family in Las Vegas, please do so. It will be the Hagibis USA, and we'll answer all these questions, especially yung mga comments that they're not really Dagibis and all that. They are Dagibis USA, and we'll show you proof of that. Even Sunny endorsed them that they are really the legitimate Hagibis. Okay. See, Josephine Castillo. Josephine is the beautiful branch manager, assistant vice president, and branch manager of Reggie Center, the BDO right across Ateneo. So you would not see a better looking branch manager and AVP of BDO if you have not seen Josephine Castillo. So if you have any banking needs, saan ka pa? BDO. They're open even on Saturdays. Not her branch, but BDO is open in different branches, especially the malls or supermarkets. So it's very, very convenient. So not only you have a good-looking staff at BDO, and of course the and of course the branch manager ABP is so beautiful as well. Okay, update tayo. Sabi ni Aisel Ortega, sabi niya, yes, almost sold out na. Thank you. Wow! Congratulations! See, good things happen to good people. And definitely we'll have a good discussion on that. And of course, as always, I always believed in the adage that you cannot not put a good person down. In this case, you cannot put a good group down, especially if the intention is nice, the intention is clear, and the intention is in alignment with what is right, what is just, and what is admirable. Okay, yan na. Naku, ito na. More. Oh, you saw the line earlier. There's a line for Starbucks. And of course, it can be said, I'm a Starbucks drinker. I'm addicted to Starbucks. And one of the things that I told my finance advisors, I should buy some stocks of Starbucks, because anywhere I go in the world, I always drink Starbucks. Except when I was in London, I was kind of disappointed because I didn't see a lot of Starbucks location. They have Costa as their coffee of choice. Just like if you go to Canada or to Toronto, it is Tim Hortons. And luckily for the Filipinos in the Philippines, they don't have Costa, but they do have Coffee Bean. They have Starbucks, and of course they have Tim Hortons, which is very famous in Canada. Yan. Oh. Yeah, more walking, more stores, more shopping. Yeah, everybody's carrying their shopping bags except for me, because I was just sitting, enjoying my coffee and just resting and basking with a beautiful European sun and just enjoying the view and enjoying how these people are getting all bent out of shape, shopping until their heart content. So I was one of those before, and I kid you not, it's just one of those, and I guess the maturity comes in, as well as of course the pandemia happened. Yeah, so all the brand names except Louis Vuitton, except Chanel, they are all here, from Fendi, Balenciaga, Yves Saint Laurent, Ferragamo, Furla, Lacoste. And one thing too, by the way, one thing that we noticed, anything that is European made, it's not very expensive compared to an American made. Because would you believe Gap and Banana Republic, they are such big hit in Europe, and people are at awe having them. Which people in the States, we don't really, unless you are in a budget, you do Gap and you do the other store, Gap, and then the other store for that matter. But any American brand like Coach, it's big in Europe, but here you go to an outlet and you get it 25, 50 to 75 on sale. Now, one thing too, this is a tip number something. If you're buying anything expensive, and you're going to Europe, wait until you go to Europe. Whether you go to the outlet or to real store, it is so economical. I don't want to say cheap because they're not, but they're a lot lower. You could save $200 to $300 less if you pay it in the U.S. A good example: a friend of mine purchased a rubber shoes for most of us, or we call it sneakers in some parts of the world, at $1,000. It's a Louis Vuitton $1,000 sneakers plus tax wherever you are, and then lo and behold, the same sneakers, the same Louis Vuitton sneakers or rubber shoes, they were on display at the Louis Vuitton store in Paris or in London. It's the same deal, but it was only 600 euros. Imagine the difference of prices. And then of course my friend was shocked and a little bit agitated because he just purchased that in the States prior to his trip to Europe, and it was that of a discount. So, and of course there's a lot of other sales too that you could avail, and they do accept all the major credit cards, by the way. And I would suggest to another tip: if you purchase anything, purchase it in the denomination or the currency of that particular country, because based on experience you get a better exchange rate compared, like if they're charging, if you're using a credit card, they would normally ask you if it's US dollars, or if you're in Manila they say Philippine peso, or if you are in Europe they're gonna ask if you want it euros, just say euros, or if you're in the Philippines just say whatever the currency of that particular country. You use that because the bank doesn't make money of you, because if you do the local, the exchange rate will be a lot higher. My experience, if I go with the currency of that particular country, the exchange rate, it is on to my advantage, because that's how things are. And that's one tip. And also carry credit card and make sure that it is within yourself, that you don't put it, like just be careful, because you don't know and you don't want any incident that might jeopardize and might make your vacation really awful. Okay, let's see if there's more comments. Okay, and then so that's Milan's outlet, which is Serravalle outlet. It's 55 minutes from Milan, and we took the bus. It's only like €20, and you could buy those tickets any stall that they have the sign, and of course there's designated places that you could hop in, and of course it goes around, and there's a schedule too that they give out, and of course you spend the whole day in the outlet. Okay, next up, let's see. Where's this at? Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, now, okay, this is the Arc de Triomphe. They were still now in Paris. Okay, like what I said, we took the train. We took the Euro train from Milan to Paris. Okay, and that was 2.5 hours. It's already prearranged. So thank you, Roxanne, for being such a wonderful person for putting that. And then of course we were in a hotel, like walking distance to Louis Vuitton and the Arc de Triomphe. Okay, and of course you will see that. See that's a monument that you'll see right in front of you. Okay. And of course you have to walk there. Arc de Triomphe, massive arc in Paris, one of the world's best known commemorative monuments. The Arc de Triomphe is an iconic symbol of French national identity and took 30 years to build. Imagine that. The Tour de France, the bicycle tour race, ends near it each year, meaning that's the end point. And the annual military parade marking July 14, known both as French National Day and Bastille, begins its journey at the Arc. Yeah. So, this is very famous in several things, including being the home of the French tomb of the unknown. okay, meaning French Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers. It has also been the traditional starting point of any military parade. And who built it? Napoleon, the first commissioned the building of Arc de Triomphe. He wanted to celebrate not only his recent victory at the Battle of Auschwitz, but also the France military history. Okay, of course, there's some interesting facts about that. Victor Hugo and Ferdinand both briefly laid in state in the Ark before being buried elsewhere. Twice a year, the sun sets directly in the center of the Ark. And the Ark, if you ask how tall is the Ark, it's 164 feet. And can you go inside the Ark? Yes, you can. You just buy the tickets ahead of time, because it would be a disaster if you're there and you cannot go inside, because if you go inside, you have the best view of the Eiffel Tower, the other interesting tourist spots in Paris. Okay, so you're seeing more, and we are riding a hop on, hop off, meaning it's a bus that takes you around. And now you're seeing a glimpse of the Eiffel Tower. And for 130 years, the Eiffel Tower has been a powerful and distinctive symbol of the city of Paris, and by extension of France. At first, when it was built for the 1889 World's Fair, it impressed the entire world by its stature and daring design, and symbolizes French know-how and industrial genius. So we went around. So, and that's, I suggest you do the same. Okay, Eiffel Tower won an open competition to design the Eiffel Tower, which was be the crowning glory during the Paris World Fair of 1889. It took 22 months to complete. Okay, 22 months to complete. And these are the fun facts. The Eiffel Tower is made of iron, and the Eiffel Tower has 3 floors. The Eiffel Tower has to be repainted every 7 years. Okay, let's see. Now, it's so crowded when we went there, but it's really a sight to see, not to miss, because it, like what was mentioned, it is, if you've been to Paris and you have not been to Eiffel Tower or around the surrounding, then you have, people would say, then you have not really visited Paris. Yeah, so yeah, it was just short because we took more picture. We went crazy on that. So let's show a video of the other things that, let's see what you have in store for us, Yo. Oh, now we went to London. We flew into London. Okay. So that was a trip. So obviously you're seeing the double decker, which is very common and iconic for the city of London. Yeah. And these are the center, and this is that theater district that we were. That's where the hotel is, and you'll see. And this will be the series of videos, because that's the one that I want us to talk about. Because we were placed. The hotel is smack around the theater district, and basically, if you are a theater lover, this is their Broadway. These are their Times Square, basically. And this is their version of Times Square. And it's just around, it's all walking distance to the different theaters. And you'll see that. And you'll see that we were lucky. Our group was lucky because we were able to watch Lea Salonga when she did Good Friends, which to my understanding will be going into, it was debuted, it was unveiled, it starred Bernadette Peters and of course our very own Lea Salonga, and we were able to see it, watch it, and it's just phenomenal. And luckily for the people who are in New York, you will have your chance to watch that show. And yeah, now the following day, because of course you are not in London if you don't do a site visit to Buckingham Palace, and this we just walked from our hotel. We took a short trip by bus, a few euros. Actually, it's cents, and then it's all walk, and you could tell it's very green because it's just rain. There's still this drizzling a little bit, but we crossed, and the good thing is, it's everything is walking distance in Europe. Let's see, there's a lot of people here. Oh, let's see, Olan Botial. Good morning po. Hello, Alan. Where are you watching us from? Si Adele Ordinario said. Teka, naku, I miss some of you pala. Hi there, Louis Roa, Kuya Johan, and to your guest. Si Mena Hechanova Roa, watching from Sibuyan. Hello. Hi, Mena. Hopefully one of these days I got to meet you. Teka. Yeah. Here, we went there. We were thinking we could see the changing of the guards because that's the big thing if you are in London. It's a pageantry of some sort. But we were told that the changing of the guard for that day, or changing of the guards for that day, it has been cancelled. And the reason why, you'll see in a minute, because you'll see a brief view of King Charles. He will be leaving the Buckingham Palace to go for his appointment. But nobody's telling us that because everything is a hush-hush. What you're seeing right now, right across, is the Buckingham Park, which is right across, and there's this pageantry of the guards. And we were like patiently waiting, even it was kind of drizzling, but we wanted to really see that for ourselves. So we were thinking that it would start from one end until they reach the Buckingham Palace, but to our disappointment, it didn't happen that way. But let's show. I think I have more that it showed the Rolls Royce of King James, King Charles rather. King James. You could tell I've been reading the Bible lately. It's the King James version. But see, there's a lot of people where some people were so disappointed because their last stop is the changing of the guards because it's something that you have to see. But unfortunately, we were not able, and we were not lucky enough to do that. But what we are so lucky about is we have a glimpse of King Charles leaving the Buckingham Palace. And I have a video of that. It's a quick video because nobody's telling us who's coming out. It's just like they open this iron gate, and then here you go. We don't even know where King Charles would be, or if it's Camilla or Queen Camilla is gonna come out. But all of a sudden they said to us from one end that we could stay from north and south end, but all the people that are gathered at the middle, we were shoo away from the gate. So, and then of course now here comes the car, and then of course there's some the agents or the guards for, yeah, and then the third one you'll see. There's, yeah, you go, yep, yeah. See, it was so quick, but I have a beautiful picture of that. So of King Charles. So that was a sight to see. He was very stoic. He didn't even wave at us, but it is what it is because I guess he's not very popular among the English people for some reason. You know the reasons, but that's not for me to discuss. Okay, what is the Buckingham Palace? It's the home of the monarch, the focus of national and royal celebration, as well as the backdrop to the regular changing of the guard ceremony. Okay, it didn't happen. It is a royal residence, of course, in London, and the administrative headquarters of the monarchs of the United Kingdom. Located in the city of Westminster, the palace is often the center of state occasion and royal hospitality. And now what they're looking at, of course, is the famous Big Ben. Okay. What is the Big Ben famous for? It is a British cultural icon. It is one of the most prominent symbols of the United Kingdom and parliamentary democracy, and it's often used in establishing shot of films set in London. The clock tower has been part of listed buildings since 1970 and it was declared UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. Although the clock will only be out of action for 2 years, the bells have to be silenced for the entire renovation. It's being renovated to protect the workers' hearing. The Big Ben bell weighs 13.76 tons and chimes at 118 decibels. At that volume, people would suffer hearing damage after just 14 seconds of exposure. Officially renamed, Big Ben, Palace of the Westminster, which is side by side with each other. It's officially renamed the Elizabeth Tower to celebrate the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. Prior to 2012, it was known as simply the Clock Tower. Yan. It stands, yung height, it stands 315 feet high or 96 meters and holds the second largest four-faced chiming clock in the world. Now you're going to ask me, if it's the second largest four-faced chiming clock in the world, which one is the first? That's the Minneapolis City Hall is considered the first, located, of course, in the United States. Okay, yeah, there you go. Now, the next one would be, by the way, I suggest when you are in London, not only you do the day tour, or to go around London, do the night tour as well, because the lights of London, comparable to the city of Paris, it's just breathtaking. Okay, let's roll the yeah. So from the Buckingham Palace, well, what we did was from the Buckingham Park, we went to Buckingham Palace, and then we went all the way to Big Ben, and right across the Big Ben, of course, is the Eye, which hopefully you'll see in a minute, and then of course from the Eye you will see the Trafalgar Square. So we're all walking here. And that's a Trafalgar Square. Oh, now we are inside. And of course, I'm not supposed to be taking videos of that. But you know how we are. The musical has not started. We are inside. We are inside the theater where Leia and Margaret Peters will be performing Good Friends. It's a musical. And what you're seeing right now are my four good friends. We were given the best seats of the house. And what we did, we separated. There's 8 of us. So we separated the 4 in one side and the other 4 in the other side. So we could just take each other's pictures because that's the best seats in the house. It was a full house when we saw it. And of course, they said no photography and no videos. But we did what we can so we could share that with you. It's a beautiful musical. So people in New York, it will have its run in New York. I was told sometime this year or early of next year, and it will still star the original Lea Salonga as well as Bernadette Peters. Both of them were Tony Awardee, which is the grand awards for musicals. And of course, the rest is history for Miss Lea Salonga, simply because she won them all. The Lawrence Olivier, which is in London, as well, of course, the Tony Awards in New York. So, and she's the only Asian and the second youngest Asian to be able to do that, to get the Tony. So that's really one of the reasons that we Filipinos should be so proud of, because Lea Salonga opened the doors for all the other artists, theater artists of Filipino descent or of Filipinos, because Miss Saigon in 1988 opened it all. So, and the rest is history, of course. Okay, what else we have to show I think there's one more. I'm not sure. So I'm waiting for that to show because I want you to see the Eye. I'm not sure if they were able to download it, but if not, we'll try to catch it. So, is there any other video that we are missing? Okay, we'll see. So, okay. So, some tips again, if you plan your trips, and if you could, one of the best thing that I would suggest to you, if you go on a group, make sure that all the group people, the members are all the fun people. You don't want a drama while you're doing this tour because it could be a headache. I was blessed with our group because our group are all go and everybody was so much fun. There was no drama whatsoever. Of course, there will be a little here and there, but it's no big deal. It's nothing like blown out of proportion. Everybody was ready and up and go and up and if you ask to go or eat somewhere, everybody would not have any reason not to go. As long as they're sick, bring as many vitamins if you could. And this is not a paid advertising. For Filipinos, you're familiar with Lola Remedios. If you could have that, and because that helps a lot, and try to take the Baroka. I keep mispronouncing it. Baroka every day. It's a vitamins with vitamin C and B12 and all that. It really helped because with all the exposures that you have with the weather, with other people, and of course the short sleep that you might have or experience, and of course the already on the go behavior that because you don't want to miss any of those beautiful sight, you have to be really you really have to take your vitamins, and if you have your prescriptions, make sure you do take your prescription because those are important when you're traveling. Of course, you have to have a travel insurance because just in case you get sick, then you don't have to worry about the medical care. Plan it well. We were lucky because I was blessed with a very good friend, Roxanne Longtok Guzman, based in San Francisco, and she does do it the kindness of her heart. She put this trip together. It's just a fantastic trip that is one for the books, and it's the memories that we build from our group. It's one of those that I cannot ask for more. What else? And then of course this is just part one of what we showed you, but part two we'll do that not next week, but maybe in the future shows. We'll show you Belgium, we'll show you Amsterdam, and we'll show you the Amsterdam, definitely the diamond company. You'll have a much fun with that, and of course we'll show you some the Germany as well, Frankfurt, and it was really. And then my suggestion to everybody, try to save, and then it's worth traveling. And I am really a fan of Europe. I know a lot of people had invited me to go to Asia, but my heart is really in Europe. I love traveling. I love the vibe of the European cities. My favorite, if you asked, would be Italy for country, as well as Greece, and I'll show you some footage of that in the future shows. But if you could travel once in your life, go to Europe, because not only you would see a different, it will make you a different person. It gives you a different perspectives. You'll know more. You'll know more about their culture, and if you're into shopping, especially the branded stuff, it is all in Europe, because that's the colognes will be the best in France, and of course the designer bags and all that, they're Italy or in Spain, and the food, the pasta, it's amazing in Italy, any parts of Italy. And if it's pizza, where do you go? Then you go to Naples, where the pizza originated. And if you're into wine, you're a wine connoisseur, where else to go other than France? You could go to Tuscany, or to me, for the French people, wine is considered their water, and they have the best wine in my books. You could contradict on that, but definitely, it's. I encourage before you leave this earth, go travel. If a lot of you might say, well, it's easy for you to say because you're already there in the U.S. No, there's a lot of deals now going on, and I understand some of my good friends are traveling as well in a month or so. They'll be going to the Caribbean. Some are going to Europe. There's a lot of travel expos that's being done in the Philippines, and you could get into different countries. And I understand, and we'll show that in maybe a next show. The Philippine passports can go to different countries now without necessity of a visa. You get a visa upon entry, and we will show that. And hopefully, I will remind myself to show those countries that the Philippine passport will allow you to enter. One of them that I know for a fact would be Brazil, and then I think Machu Picchu or Peru. I have to get that. Of course, you could double check that if you're carrying a Philippine passport. You could go to the nearest embassy, Philippine embassy, or you could go online with wherever you are with the Philippine embassy, and you could check the countries that the Philippine passport would be admitted or accepted without the visa for that particular country. Some will give you 30 days visitor's visa. Some will give you 3 months. You just have to check. So it does not limit, because a lot of people would say, I cannot travel because I'm using a Philippine passport. I have a Philippine passport. Like for Americans, you don't have to get a visa. But there are countries in the world that you guys could visit if you have a Philippine passport that no visas are required to visit this country, and we'll try to get that next time. And let's see, si Christian Renen Esteban. Hi Christian, it's been a while, have not seen you. Rona Rivera, of course, the BFF of attorney Jamela Nettles. Of course, Jamela Nettles is the immigration lawyer par excellence, and I could talk for hours about her and how simple and how effective and how this particular immigration lawyer wears her heart in the sleeves. That's why it pains me when things are being said that are not true, and I would really stand up for her, because I know she has a genuine heart. She has a beautiful heart, and you seldom see that in an immigration lawyer. So God bless your heart, Attorney Nettles. Si Tyrone De Villa, my other friend who is watching from the Philippines. Hello to your children, as well as to Anna. They own a beauty clinic in the Philippines. And Tyrone, I don't remember the name again, but I know you could type it in and I'll say hello. Carlos Mangonan is watching. Nako, si Carlos Mangonan is the concert producer of the different wonderful concerts that I was invited to. The good thing with Carlos, not only he would showcase the Filipino talent like Sean, but and of course I met a lot of them, Melanie, and I met Christine O'Malley, but also he would showcase also American talents like, of course, Helms, as well as Taya, and then I met a lot of people because of Carlos. Carlos owns CM Productions, and very, very prolific when it comes to concert production, and he is really based in San Diego. Ayan na! So I think I will not, I'll continue giving you more tips on my travel, and if you're deciding to go to Europe or any places in Europe, hit me up. I will definitely give you some tips, and one of them, again, before I close, will be travel light. You don't really want to pack so much. That a good friend of mine, what they do, and is they kind of tag if they're gonna be gone for 7 days, they have the outfit for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and we'll show you some maybe in the next shows or succeeding shows. I'll show you some of the materials I use, the cube that I use to separate my clothes, so it will be easier to pack and unpack, especially when you're on a get-go kind of deal, and it's not like you don't have a hub that you put all your luggage. So we'll make that easy for you. And so keep watching our shows for these tips, especially if you're going to different places. And I will definitely share that with you, because the more you do this, and it gives you a different perspective. Like what I said, it gives you it gives you so much lesson, and you meet a lot of people, things that you read in the past growing up, things that you saw in picture, you see them live. You see the Coliseo, you see the Pantheon, you see the Odeon, you see things that your imagination, what you just saw it in books before growing up in high school, and then now you're seeing them live, and you know about their histories, and you know why the structure, why it is so important in the modern days. If you go visit the smallest country in the world, which is Vatican, for Catholic, that is if they could die in the next few months, that's the place that you have to see, because it will be awe-inspiring, and it's just it feels like you're so close to the Creator. So, with that, hopefully you had a wonderful, si Connie Asuncion. Hello, Josh, watching from, hello, Connie and your family, watching from Project 7. So, hopefully everything is fine and dandy with you guys. And hopefully you're, I know it's been raining, I was told. Let's pray for better weather for everybody and keep safe, and God bless us all. And especially, like what I said, every time I close my shows, I always tell people to be kind. You can never go wrong with kindness. And any act of kindness that you do to people, it is guaranteed. It will come back to you with so many, in different ways, different times, different situation, different people. And that's a guarantee that I am gonna tell you, and I promise I will share that to you, that how this translate. That's why I would like to make sure that you put it to heart, that these things that you do to other people, it's difficult. It's difficult to be nice. It's difficult to be kind, but do it other ways. Do it anyways, simply because it's good for the heart. It's good for the soul. And with that, maraming salamat for tuning in. Looking forward to next week with our live guest, the Hagibis USA, and we'll talk more about them and all the controversy, all the dramas that they have to go through, all the trials and tribulation, and of course, we'll definitely heavily promote their Hagibis USA sa Las Vegas. So it's gonna be June 21st. And we'll talk more about that, and we'll know more about each singers that is part of the members of the Hagibis USA. So hopefully you enjoyed our show, our Munting show today. We covered Milan, a part of Milan. We covered, of course, Venice, one of my favorite cities, and we cover London. We cover we cover, of course, the outlet, which is dear and close and dear to everyone's heart because of the wonderful sales. And happy viewing to all the people that I went with our happiness group, and that is Elena Lapid Salonga, June Salonga, of course, Estrelita Lapid, and of course, Cathy Ortiz, Tony Garcia, of course, the husbands of Joseph Gelito, and of course Ga Gelito, or Harold Magbanwa Gelito, and of course the attorney par excellence, attorney Jamela Nettles. So there's 8 of us, 9 of us. I'll tell you more about that next show, but for now, Kuya Josh, or Jush Andowitt, will be signing off, and I will be live again tomorrow with a brand new letter for Dear Kuya Josh. It's going to be 10 p.m. here in the Pacific, and it will be 1 p.m. in the Philippines, and it depends really on your location or your time zone. It would be tomorrow, and it's an exciting. Oh, and again, June is a Pride Month. Not only it's a Father's Day month, I think it's on the 16th for Father's Day, but it is also Pride Month. So for our brothers and sisters in the LGBT community plus, happy Pride Day to you guys, or Pride Month. And God be with us, and God bless us. You enjoy the rest of the week, and God bless us, and have a wonderful week next week. I'll see you next Friday, and enjoy. God bless us all. Bye, everybody.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.